the ball is never dropped around here. That's crazy. That never happens. You're usually always pulling teeth to try to get someone. Come on, we need more people to do this or more. We don't have to do that. The Lord just provides it all.
I'm Joey Fulgham with Integrity Insurance. I'm here with Rick and Tracy Harvey with Soul Food Cafe, and they're our Integrity Matters Spotlight Organization of the Month. Rick, tell me a little bit about Soul Food and the needs that you're meeting in the community.
Well, Soul Food Cafe mission is designed to reach out to the hurting, but with love and compassion and hope. And so we're reaching out in a tangible way. We have toiletries, we have clothing, we have showers, haircuts, laundromat, food boxes, hot meals. There's just a lot of stuff, small furniture and appliances. Some of that, homeless supplies.
Backpacks for school.
Yeah, and some of that right now because of COVID-19, we're not doing everything we'd like to do. But we've opened up like an open market, a farmer's market type thing outside. So we are doing clothing and some toiletries out there as well.
So when are y'all trying to open back up full scale?
We're hoping for August 25th. It won't be full scale. We're going to seat all the chairs 6 feet apart, and so however many of those will fit. And then I don't know, we're hoping for maybe 30 to 50 at a time. We'll see, just whatever works and what people are comfortable with.
Tell us kind of the backstory on Soul Food, like how it started, what kind of God idea you had when it started, and then where it's led from there.
Well, we youth pastored for 10 years, and we went to about 3 or 4 different cities during that time. And every time we'd go to a town, she'd see an empty building and say, "I want to cook food there," and it never materialized. Then we kind of got out of the ministry, got into insurance, and in doing so, we went to this small little church called Christ Church, and the pastor of that church said, "Hey, Rick, we want you to be the pastor. I need to resign." And it all worked out okay. And so I went ahead and pastored that church, and I looked at Tracy. I said, "Tracy, you got a place to cook food now." And it was actually a trailer house with another building attached to the side of it.
I was like, yeah, we do, because it didn't even dawn on me. It was like, oh, you're right, we have a building. So from the time I was 19, I just felt like I need to cook for people. I didn't know it was a God thing, a God dream. I didn't understand that part of it. And it was a God dream that He'd given me to cook for folks. But it wasn't until 16 years later, of when I was like 35, that we were able to, see that actually, we did the labor and then we actually delivered. Yeah. So it birthed, I guess. So anyway, it's been a lot of fun.
Tell me more about that. So you started cooking, and then how did it evolve into this?
We were at Brother T's place, and we were just doing 1 meal a week. That's it. He would shut down, we would start serving. And he just let us do that after just one night a week. And he said, it's fine. And so we did that, and people started asking us for food boxes. And we're like, we don't have food boxes. I'm sorry, we're just doing 1 meal a week. And then before long, people were actually donating food to us that we didn't ask for. And so we figured, okay, I guess God's given us food to make food boxes. So we started doing that and doing 3 one week and 6 the next week, and it just kept growing. And we didn't ask for any of it. And that was what we knew, God's doing this, not us.
Things would happen like this, like we would run out of food, and all of a sudden someone comes and say, "Hey, we have a church pantry, but we're closing down. Could you guys take our extra food?" And it would come in right in the nick of time for us to fill the food boxes. Another person would donate a crib and say, "Do you all give away cribs?" You say, "Well, we don't really give away cribs, but okay, we'll take it." We put it in the back room, and all of a sudden someone comes to us and say, "We've got a baby, we have to have a crib before the baby can come home," or something like that. And we would give them the crib. And it's just like that time and time and time again.
For 19 years, he has done that. I mean, people will show up with things that we don't know what we're going to do with this. Okay, let's just throw it in the closet and, whatever. And then the next thing we know, people are asking, "Do you have such and such?" Well, yeah, we do have that.
Like dishes.
Yeah.
Dishes were donated that very same day. Somebody needed dishes. They had a house fire.
Yeah.
We were able to give them a complete set of dishes.
Yeah. And then people started donating clothes. We never asked for again. And we said, okay, I guess we're supposed to give away clothes. And then after that, we did the hot meals, and then there was toiletry stuff. People would start bringing like health and beauty kind of stuff. And so we created that, And it's like we just operate with whatever he gives us. And then if we don't have someone to run that area, we just shut it down, because we figure when it's time, he'll open, he'll send someone. And that's the way it's worked the whole time. And hair, we never even thought about cutting hair. And we had a lady, Jennifer Tanui, who's a good friend of ours now, and she had been volunteering for like 6 or 9 months, just doing dessert table and whatever we asked her to do. And she came up to us about 6 months into it, and she said, I'm a licensed beautician. Would y'all care if I would cut hair? And we're like, of course you can. We would love it. We never asked her to. She just came. And so those things that that God is putting it together, because he knows that he owns this place, not us. And we are just his avenues to work through, and we obey and we do what he says.
That's one of the keys too, because when we start a new venture, it's not only getting the product or whatever we need, it's the person to run it,
Yeah.
a team leader and volunteers to come up
Yeah.
and take it over. And we believe in a management style where people own their own area. So in other words, the clothing person is a team leader. They design it, they run it the way they feel like they need to run it, and they have ownership with that. And the Lord always brings someone in to do that. And here's something that's really crazy. Like right now, our clothing lady's got to go in for hip surgery or knee surgery.
Knee surgery.
Knee surgery. And as soon as she's going out, all of a sudden someone steps in and says, hey, listen, I can take care of this until she gets back. And of course, we promise her place when she gets back from surgery.
Yeah.
But the ball is never dropped around here. That's crazy. That never happens. You're usually always pulling teeth to try to get someone. Come on, we need more people to do this. Or more. We don't have to do that. The Lord just provides it all.
That's really neat. And you said like when it's running full scale, it takes 60, 70?
Yeah, we run 60 to 70 volunteers every week when we're fully open. And during the shutdown, it's been about 35, but that's what, the Lord has still provided. Even though some of our older volunteers are quarantining and they're not here right now, which we miss them, and whether they come back or not, we know that the Lord is going to provide, whatever he wants going, he takes care of, because, as long as he sits on the throne, he will take care of what's his. If you move him off and you take the place, then you're on your own. It's okay. Good luck to you.
So tell me more about future projects and some things that's coming up, if you can tell anything about that.
Well, we've got started a mobile soup kitchen, and then also a mobile laundry shower truck.
Yeah, and the food truck is going a little slow. Right now the clutch went out, and so it's getting fixed. But
No, it's not. It's broken
or
down.
It will be fixed.
The Lord's got to provide someone
Yes.
to transport it
Get
to the
us.
mechanic shop. So
We
it's
need
sitting on a hill right now.
Service. No. But when that gets fixed, it's already outfitted with the Ventahood, brand new. It's already got all the walls and the ceiling and floors done. And we have a restaurant guy, a really good friend, that is going to outfit it with the equipment. We just have to get the clutch fixed and get it to him. And the electrical is going to get done, the plumbing. So it's still in the process. And the shower and laundry, it's got to get done too. But we do have a grant for that. And now we have folks on board like Ray Nabholtz and Joshua Deweese. And they're really good men that know exactly what they're doing in their line of work. And so we have all confidence that's going to be up and going.
And then we have Eric Bryan, who's our engineer.
Yes,
And he
yes.
volunteered to engineer the whole project for us.
Right, and then and there's other things. There's 2 other projects that God's put on my heart. And it's like Rick said. He said, "Can you slow down a minute?"
I got to catch my breath.
I'm like, well, you need to talk to God about that. That ain't me.
You have a real heart for the homeless. You had told me about how you went out and you
I did. I've tromped me some woods, and I've made a lot of good friends. And they're, a lot of people, they see you talking to them, and you can just feel the vibe of, why is she talking to that person, But it's like, they're my friends. And the thing is I think it's in Matthew. I don't know my addresses real well. I know the word, but I just don't know where they are. And but where God said to not treat people differently. He said that if someone comes in dressed nice to a meeting, and you put them up front, yet someone comes in not dressed so nice, and you put them in the back, he don't like that. And I know that's not good English. He does not like that. It doesn't set well with him. And I want to do in my life what sets well with him. I don't want to disappoint my Father. And so I talk to them and I love on them just like I would one of y'all. you know, and they are just as precious to me as anybody, you know, that I ever meet. And they all have a story. Every story is different. Whether they got in their circumstance due to their own bad choices or whether it was bad circumstances that they didn't expect, you know what, who really cares? They're there. And if it wasn't for Jesus meeting us where we were at, where would we be? And so he meets them where they're at, and he meets their needs through his other kids that are able to help them. And he gives us resources to take to them. Because it's supposed to be, we are our brother's keeper. We're not to be separated like that. You know, socioeconomic lines are not a thing with God. It's our hearts, and everyone, in my opinion, the way I translate word or understand the word, every one of us is his kid. Even if we haven't accepted Christ as our Savior, we're still his kid. But which father are we going to choose? And so that's what I want to give them, whether they're homeless or not. I want to know that when I stand in the sheep line and there's people in the goat line at Judgment Day, that I don't want people looking at me saying, why didn't you tell me? Because you know what, I would feel really bad. I mean, I would feel like the worst person in the world. That would crush me. If I come in contact with somebody and they don't know Christ because I didn't share it, where does that put me? And so I don't want to be in that position. I want my Father to be glorified and for them to know that he is their Father. He is the Father of truth. And you can pick him or you can pick the father of lies. But you're still God's kid. Just who you're going to pick as your father. And I think it's just as important that the homeless know that as it is anybody in a church or anybody that is a millionaire. It just doesn't matter. And so to me, I mean, meeting their needs is meeting what his expectation is of me. Because I don't want to disappoint him anymore. I've disappointed him enough in my life. So
obviously your heart is in it, and just it's neat how God has just provided time and time again, and how he's expanded, you know, what you're doing. And you know, you're reaching a lot of the homeless, but you're reaching a lot of people by just offering them volunteer opportunities and being a chance to be involved. Because a lot of people want to do stuff that they don't know they have the access to do it. You guys have just stepped out in faith and did it time and time again.
well, yeah.
We consider it a matrix of ministry because, like what you said, people want to, you know, they get it preached at, and then well, how do I put this into practice? They can actually come here and do that. Mm-hmm. But listen, we also have people that end up either having a speeding ticket or something else, and they have to do some community service. Sometimes even unemployment checks, you have to do community service. And so we have a lot of people doing that, so we're helping them with that. But there's just a lot of different areas like that. We like it. We really like to network with other ministries as well.
Obviously, there's always a financial need that can be met. But what other ways that we could get involved, or the people that are seeing this can get involved?
You tell.
Oh, well, they can volunteer their time. Obviously, financial they can give, and our website is soulfoodcafemission.org. There's other specific needs that we can use. I know, like right now, we could use laborers even this Wednesday. I don't know how quick this is going out, but we're having to redo our parking lot. We're re-graveling it, and we're putting up barriers so that we can handle the load. So when we open up, we have one line of people that just want to drive through that are still not comfortable to come in, and the other line is for the people that want to come in. So we handle both of them at the same time. So there's some work like that. There's some other projects that we need done as well. And
I think you do a great job of posting that on social media about, you know, where people can get plugged in when things like that arise. So we'll be watching for that as well.
We're needing a Christian ed director right now. Someone who would, like, all these cars are out here and there's a ton of children in these cars. Have a coloring page or have a puzzle or have a vacation Bible school with some craft to it or whatever, that we could actually ask them, hey, do you all want some of these? And believe me, they would take them. That would be nice to have that. So there's lots of different things like that can be done.
It's really neat. That's great. Well, thank you for all you do for the community, and it's amazing to watch, and just can't wait to see how much further this goes. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for your financial support too,
Yes,
Joy.
thank y'all.